This man, who lived and breathed golf as a young boy, was simply a stroke away from becoming a true champion.
Just about the hardest shot around the edge of this green. This for the title.
Mardan Mamat has always been a man of simple means. He grew up in a kampong and later lived with his parents and 7 siblings in a flat. Golf was suddenly a foreign game to him, but at the tender age of 9, the impressionable Mardan decided to follow his eldest brother to become a caddy at the Jurong Country Club. He wanted to earn his keep, but perhaps it was also fate, for it was during this time the young caddy boy discovered his passion for golf.
That time I live in the kampong side. Then suddenly we get to come and see this game, and I just fall in love in it.
This infatuation eventually led to Mardan and his eldest brother Maslan making their own clubs out of metal pipes. And it was also on the job at the golf course that Mardan picked up some golfing skills.
At that stage, yes, I basically just observing people, what they do on the golf course, how they swing.
Then finally we earn a little bit extra income. We buy piece by piece of clubs.
Then even at night, I have to sneak in and to find my way to practice, and that's how I do it.
Mardan's newfound zeal soon became an obsession. He would even skip school on caddy Mondays just so he could practice on the green.
For me, I can't afford to pay a green fee and play on the golf course and spend my money to play on the golf course. And they allowed the caddy to play on Monday, and that's the only chance that I don't want to miss.
As a brother, and my parents also doesn't see that, he's talented enough in golf.
Eventually, about 30 years ago, this caddy boy from the kampong decided to quit school to pursue his dream.
I got caned with my dad because not going to school, and I explained to my mom. I told her that I like this golf game. I think this will be my future.
Mardan's determination captured the attention of a club official in 1986. This man saw potential in young Mardan and eventually became his mentor.
I just gave him advice how to stay cool and how to fit into a playing pattern. But fundamentally, it is his own hard work and his commitment to develop himself.
At 18, Mardan already had a handicap of 12. With training and under the guidance of his mentor, Mardan went on to get top accolades in the 1993 SEA Games and the Putra Cup.
I told myself, okay, this is the first step that I have to move on to be a top amateur golfer in Singapore.
Everybody keep telling, hey, you got the potential to be a good player, and why don't you go for it?
And subsequently, he was taken in as a national team into Singapore Golf Association.
After Asian Games at Hiroshima, I decided to turn pro because I know my game is there.
Have gone this week, but that's a good finish for him.
In 1994, Mardan decided to go for gold by becoming a professional golfer. By training almost every day, he mastered his game and along the way made some lifelong friends.
We've been following his professional days since he won the Jaguar in Tanah Merah.
And another thing, knowing Mardan is his focus, his discipline. One has just to admire. You ask me to do yoga every morning for 6 o'clock, I will rather sleep.
We tend to come here, accompany him during the practice at the driving range. And then from there we start to talk to him, give him some support, and get him some tips from him. As a golfer, we need some tips from a professional.
Looking at him as a professional golfer, what admires me most is his humility.
Mardan's friends think highly of him, but they also know of his temperament. According to them, Mardan sees the golf course as his office and he takes his job as a golfer very seriously.
He's too focused in his golf practice most of the time. So when he changed his attire to golf attire, he stepped into the green, he's totally a different person.
Despite his flaws, they still love and care for Mardan.
He's the youngest among us. So that is where we advise him, keep cool, you have to change. And until now, we can see he really changed a lot.
As a friend, I really admire him. The time that he spent on his touring back home with his family, in terms of love, care.
Now we become a family friends. So most of the time when he's back from his touring, we arrange for a holiday.
I look at Mardan as a very pious man. Pious in the sense that he is a very moderate Muslim who, even at the golf course, will think about praying. That has risen himself to such a standard where he can find peace with family, with friends, and also he can find peace with himself.
But Mardan's escalating career has not been without arduous setbacks. A few years back, besides having no sponsors to fund his passion, and prior to his biggest career win to date, he also lost his first wife, Orchid, to cancer.
The day when he won, we are very happy. At the same time, we will feel very sad because the late wife always wanted to see him win a tournament.
And while Mardan learned to cope with the loss of his anchor, he transformed her words into a source of inspiration.
She gives me a lot of support and a lot of encouragement, and she says to me that whatever I achieve during this game, just don't forget where you come from. That's the word that I always remember in my mind.
Today, besides his children, his pillar of strength is his present wife of 2 years, Nazaria, whom he met through mutual friends.
Things I hear about him being a good man, religious, I think he's more like his character that I was attracted to, and his build too. We got married on 19th of June in 2004. Very simple ceremony held at my place. Invited about a few of our brothers and sisters, relatives. Just a small ceremony. He loves me and the children and even my own children, equally.
As he travels so frequently, Nazaria has to play full-time mum to the children and manage his administrative matters, but she and the children support Mardan's career fully.
He's traveling, so of course his schedule is more important, his flight arrangement and all that. And then comes the children, and if he's around, then I need to bring him to places where he practices and plays golf. Sometimes I think, like when he brings me on tour and all that, he said for me to be able to see how a life of a golf professional is.
My present wife, I think she knows about these games. She worked in a golf academy before, and she knows what I'm going through, and she gave me a lot of support. I think I'm quite happy what she do for me.
When Mardan is not spending time with his family, he is working hard to hone his golfing skills. Louis Martin, CEO of Asian Golf Tour, is encouraged by Mardan's love for the game.
He was one of the stalwarts, one of the initial tour guys that decided to break away from the existing regime and take the sport into a new era.
And Mardan's mentor had a premonition that he was on to something big.
I was observing out all this while that, his time would probably come, and I could see that there are more tournaments that he's going to win.
On the day of the OSIM Singapore Masters, despite tremendous support from his country, Mardan made an error on the 18th hole that could have cost him dearly.
Got that high riding right shoulder. This is right. Oh, one on the cart path.
When he finished the 17th hole, on the last 18th hole, when he drove into the rough, like hitting the tree and back, he bounced back into the cart path. At that time, I couldn't walk anymore.
I was there passing by and walking next to the ball, look at the lie and I dare not to see his taking the shot.
I had to hold on to a friend because I was feeling weak in the knees because I thought, oh, what horrible shot that was.
It's so difficult to play in your home country with very high expectation from the crowd, and you want to perform well most of the time.
I said, hey, come on, God, please maintain my brother posture of the game. Let him concentrate.
In the end, he managed to save par for that hole.
And yet, the God fulfilled my request.
Congratulating Mardan's wife. This for the title. Special. Pure joy. Look at that. Oh, you've got a feel for him. What a day in the life of Mardan Mamat.
I feel, thank God, I carry my hand to the sky and really appreciate what I've got given to my brother after all the hard work he had done, after all the pressure that he have received, and he'll be one of the successful ones.
I tell you, on the day, everybody shows emotional, you know. Even I myself couldn't hold my tears, looking at what he achieved for the nation.
It was just so fantastic for, not just for Singapore, but for the golf in Asia as a whole.
Mardan's hard work brought him international success, and he knows his country is behind him, a pride he carries with him in the form of a national song.
I always like to sing this song.
There was a time when
There was a time.
When people say Singapore could make it.
But we did.
Yes,
know?
we did. Yes, we did.
That song is always on my mind. Every time when I sing that song, it make me hunger to win.
And it is this hunger that makes him a role model in the golfing arena and beyond.
I think he has given a lot of inspiration to the younger golfers.
He's fully deserved of being one of the heroes in Singapore.
He's very proud of Singapore. He knows where his roots are. So as far as I'm concerned, hopefully he will go very far. Very far.
From a kampong boy to a caddy, from a golf protege to national hero. Besides working hard at his craft, Mardan is seeking to expand the game of golf in Singapore. But with the success thus far, he's still the humble man who simply loves his golf and his country.
It means a lot to me, you know. People say like Singapore golfers, professional golfers can't go that far. And I think I proved them wrong. You see, you can see what a caddy boy can do in this game.
Mardan, abang ucapkan selamat berjaya dalam kerjaya anda dan jangan lupa dari mana asal kita.
Ayah, kami rindu dengan ayah.
Sayang, Nas bangga dengan kejayaan sayang dan Nas akan memberi sokongan padu pada sayang untuk selama-lamanya.
Congratulations, Mardan, for winning the Berita Harian Anugerah Jauhari. Starting as a caddy, you mastered the game of golf and became the first Singaporean to win an event on the European Tour. Mardan, you did this out of your own grit, determination and hard work. You showed the Singapore spirit to persevere through challenges and strive to be the best that we can be. When you sank that last putt to win the Singapore Masters, you wept. Many Singaporean eyes went moist too. You are a true champion and an inspiration to us all. I wish you all the very best in your future career.